Abandoned goods. It is a term to describe something that has been left for dead with little care for what happens to it after. Typically, we humans leave things behind often, but rarely does a sport leave and forget a game mode with its own unique rules and league in this way. But the game of cricket did this to a quirky Australian competition called Super 8's, a game mode that attempted to reignite a spark within Australia's domestic cricket calendar in the 1990s. It is a game mode that fits into the short list of cricket's lost formats. This is the story of Super 8 cricket.
Fantastic start for the West. He'll be retired before the second over's out.
Oh, he's done pretty well there. He's ended up on his back and managed to get that away for 4. Well,
Blewett comes into Damien Martin and oh, what about that for a catch? Full length, one hand, Brayshaw, superstar.
Taking to the fields of rugby and football pitches throughout North Queensland, Super 8 cricket was Australia's attempt at boosting the coverage of its domestic league. At the time, it was recognised there was a big pay gap between the players who played for Australia at an international level and those who couldn't quite crack those squads, so would only play domestically. This is what prompted Greg Chappell to pitch the Super 8 cricket idea in 1996 to the Australian Cricket Board for a 14-over competition be played out that summer between Australian states. The rules were as followed. Each team consisted of 8 players each, and every player, apart from the keeper, would have to bowl at least 1 over. The game was to be completed within 2 hours, with each innings lasting only 14 overs each. Scoring was changed up. If you hit a 6, it would actually be given as 8 runs. This highly encouraged big hits, and some entertaining innings came out from this change in scoring. Justin Langer notably managed to hit 84 runs off just 18 balls in the grand final of the competition.
That's a good shot, and he's got it just far enough to clear the fence. So Justin Langer retires.
His innings was broken up into 2 though, because batsmen were forced to retire once they hit a half century. They were allowed to resume their innings though once the remaining batsmen above them were dismissed and if there were still overs remaining. This innings gave the Western Australian Warriors a massive boost that game, and they went on to become the inaugural winners of the league.
Top edge, Mike Hussey. Oh, what a good catch. That's a brilliant catch. Well, not only has he got the wicket, but he saved an 8. That's a terrific piece of work by Mike Hussey.
Like in Cricket Max, which was an alternative format that was being played out across the Tasman at the time in New Zealand, batsmen would bat with a last man standing rule. So even if a batsman ran out of batting partners, he would continue to bat until he was given out too. I have uploaded a video just like this one going into all that was the failure of Cricket Max, which is linked above, so check it out if you're interested in learning more. Cricket Australia was pushing for Super 8 cricket to become more globally recognised, and they held an international tournament that combined the rules of Super 8 cricket with Cricket Max in a bid to grow the game. The competition was played out annually in 1996 and 1997 in Malaysia. 6 international teams attended the tournaments, with 10 matches being played out across 3 action-packed days. Australia fielded a second-rate team, their Australia A side, but still managed to defeat South Africa in the final by 36 runs in 1996, and then again by 19 runs in 1997 to win both editions of the tournament. Australia held high hopes for the future of the game, and they announced they were planning on holding a Super 8 World Cup at the WACA in 1998. The board sent out invitations to all 9 test-playing nations at the time, but the tournament never went ahead. This is because Super 8's cricket never actually gained the financial or cultural traction that advertisers and television networks had anticipated. The chairman of News Corp, Ken Cowley, was convinced Super 8's was going to be the World Series cricket of the 90s. So when the inaugural and only domestic season that Super 8's cricket played out lost over $1 million, the game mode was abandoned. Numerous factors were behind this failure. Super 8's was hidden behind the paywall of Foxtel's subscription service, which did not help its reach. And at the time, the market and fan hype for domestic cricket leagues did not exist to the same capacity that networks had predicted. It should also be said that the game rules itself, such as the use of only 8 players and forcing all players apart from the keeper to bowl, were interesting choices, and the fact they are no longer utilised in modern day cricket is an indication of how out of touch they actually were. This is why Super 8's cricket died, and it never returned after this. It's been over 20 years and the game has not been seen since. The only time you do see this game is occasionally online, with rare quirks occasionally popping up, such as this video of Warnie bowling medium pace for Victoria wearing a floppy cap. This is the second part into a new series that I've been creating called The Lost Formats of Cricket. I've been giving these voiceover style videos a bit more of a go. Let me know what you guys think of this and Cricket Max and Super 8's cricket and all the rest down below. And if you've got any ideas, chuck them my way because I'm keen to try out some new things on this channel. As always though, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.